Hi everyone, welcome to video 1 in the series of substitute physical programs designed for students with restrictions, both anatomical or otherwise, that prevent them from engaging in the normal PE or athletics session. This video is specifically for those who, for any reason, cannot participate in the swimming unit. The program consists of exercises that are of lower intensity and impact relative to the average dryland swimming program, but still target the same muscle groups used in actual swimming. We will start with a short warm-up before moving on to the main exercises, all of which are either 20 or 20 seconds long. Then we will finish with a cool down. Without further ado, get your mats ready and let's get started with the video. For the warm-up, we're going to start off with ankle rotations. First, we'll rotate both ankles for 10 seconds each. Place one foot slightly behind or parallel to your standing foot and circle your joints. Now switch to the opposite foot and do the same. We're going to move on to the next inner thigh and shoulder stretching. Stand a little wider than your shoulder width, square your hips, and push one shoulder to the opposite knee, then hold. Switch to the opposite shoulder. Our next warm-up is elbow rotations. Rotate your elbow back to forth, and remember to feel the rotation in your scapula, your wing bone, and not just in your arms. Now switch directions. Once you're done, we're going to stretch our neck. First, tilt your head to one side and hold with the corresponding arm. Now switch the direction of your tilt and your arm. Now with two thumbs, gently push your chin upwards. And finally, rest your hands on your head and look down. Our next stretch is the cross-body shoulder stretch. With this stretch, you're going to feel the stretch on your arms and your shoulders. Switch your arms. To stretch our triceps, we're going to go with overhead tricep stretches. Bend one arm behind your head, then pull with the other arm. Switch your arms. Our final cardio move is going to be jumping jacks. Feel free to go at your own pace and be careful not to hit the other person. Now that we've wrapped up, we're going to move on to our main exercises, of which we'll start off with stationary lunges. We're going to go 30 seconds on each foot, and keep your torso straight and core engaged as you bend your knees. Make sure that your knees track over the top of your foot, but not too much, and refer to the muscle diagram to see the major muscle groups worked in this exercise, and also with which stroke it shares the most muscle groups. For example, here we can see that the glutes, hamstrings, and calves are worked in this exercise as highlighted by the light blue. We can also see that this exercise most closely simulates backstrokes because the kicks and backstrokes are especially demanding for the lower body. Now, being mindful of the distance between your feet, we're going to switch right over onto the opposite foot. Now that we're done, we're going to progress from lunges to back and forth lunges. Step forward and back, maintaining your center line in position. Try to land on the ball of your feet as you're lunging to work your entire leg. Now switch the direction of your lunges and we're going to do another 30 seconds. Our final lunge progression is the lunge twist. Twist your torso from your midsection as you lunge forward. You should twist in the direction of your lead foot. The twisting movement in this exercise adds an abdominal component to the normal lunges, as you can see in the muscle diagram. Before moving on to our next main exercise, we're going to have a short break. Please go get a cup of water or any other thing that you would like to do in order to prepare yourself for the next phase. Welcome back from our break. We're going to start off with floor exercises with one arm lifts. Lay flat on the floor, extend both arms ahead of you, and lift your arms from your wing bone to work your shoulder and back muscles. Back muscles are especially important to strokes like the front crawl, where they stabilize shoulders. Now we're going to repeat on the other arm for another 30-second interval. And finally, we're going to combine the two preceding exercises to lift both arms off the floor. Lift your chest up as well. Now in the same position, we will lift one leg. Make sure you're lifting from the hip joint and not your knee so that you exercise your gluteals as well. The muscles and even the posture included in this exercise closely emulates those involved in the front crawl movement. Now switch the leg that you're lifting. We're going to progress to lifting both legs off the floor. Combine the two preceding exercises to lift both legs off the floor, just like how we did before. The next progression is to lift your opposite arms and opposite legs. This is to work the cross section of your abdomen and your back muscles. The final exercise on the floor is swimmer's free kicks. Lift both legs up at the hip joint, then lightly kick as if you were paddling away from something. You don't need too much elevation from the floor, just enough to keep your toes off the ground. From the floor, we're going to transition into a half plank position. Make sure you're not arching or curving your spine. Your back should be straight and your shoulders should be perpendicular to the ground. Hold for 30 seconds. You'll notice that this exercise is demanding for both your lower and upper body, especially your abs and your shoulders, hence it will behave almost like conditioning for the butterfly stroke. Without going back down, we're going to slowly rise into a full plank. Be careful not to distribute too much weight onto your shoulders and hold for another 30 seconds. Up next is our plank knee raises. Retaining this full plank pose, we're going to slowly lift one leg off the ground. Alternate this lifting and focus on your core to be more balanced. Our next exercise is the knee to elbow touches. Bring one knee to the opposite elbow as shown in the video, but don't dip your hip too low. Now we're going to move on to plank combination exercises. In this exercise, we're going to combine the previous two movements, bending and extending one leg at a time. Always be mindful about maintaining a tight core and a flat back. And finally, the last exercise of the video is cross-body mountain climbers. You'll notice that the stroke image has changed to the breaststroke. This is because mountain climbers involve the abdominals, glutes, legs, triceps, and shoulders, all of which are key to the breaststroke. Congratulations, now you are done with the main exercises. We can move on to the cool downs now. Collect your breath and sit down, extending your legs. Fold forward as much as you can and grab onto the soles of your feet if you want to stretch further. It's important that you do these stretches because lunges and planks are extremely demanding for your lower body, so you want to stretch your lower muscles more thoroughly. Once you're done, rise back up and fold one knee, then twist your torso in the direction of your foot to do the spine rotation stretch. Hold for 15 seconds. Now bend the other knee to stretch the opposite way. Congratulations, you're finally done with the video. Thank you for watching.